Hey guys, Joel's coming at you with another reasoning sesh where I challenge the status quo of the wisdom of the world and the church by diving deep into the ancient scriptures, uncovering meanings glossed over by translations, really cutting to the core of what these metaphysical texts are telling us and applying it practically to situations in our present day so that we can live out our best lives yet and manifest Earth 2.0. And today I'm talking about how no matter what the kingdom of darkness has stolen from you over your lifetime or even over these last 20 months, we are going to see a whole restitution of not just the substance that was stolen, but also the time that was stolen.
Come now and let us reason together. Come now, we can talk it over.
But before I begin, I gotta say, if you like these videos, give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe for more, because honestly, we are accelerating and you don't want to be left behind once this new world already starts to manifest all around us. And for many of us, it already is manifesting. We're already starting to see those seeds that we've sown start to blossom all around us, and actually, I'm even harvesting some of the stuff I've sown. So it's really cool. It's really exciting. It really is the best time to be alive. No matter what the Medianites like to say, those of us that have sown those seeds of truth are already starting to reap that harvest of truth. And that segues really nicely into today's passage, because today I'm going to be reading from the oracles of Joel, where he says, "And the floors shall be full of wheat, and the fats shall overflow with wine and oil." So though there was a famine in the land, look at this promise that Source is giving the people, all because they turned and they sought Source with all their heart. Check it out. He says, "I will restore to you the years that the locust has eaten." Not the crops, the years that the locust has eaten. "The cankerworm and the caterpillar and the palmer worm, my great army which I sent among you. And you shall eat in plenty and be satisfied." You know, that's talking about the abundance of the harvest that we're going to get. We're going to eat till we're full to the brim. "And we will praise the name of Yahweh our God." That personification of cyclical justice. What has been inevitably will be. This is the nature of isness. This is the covenant of the self-existing one that has dealt wondrously with you. "And my people shall never be ashamed." Pay attention to that phrase, because he goes on to say, "And you shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am Yahweh your God." Again, that personification of isness and none else. "And my people shall never be ashamed." When Source repeats something, you better be paying attention. Mind you, you should be paying attention anyway. But this is how Source restores that which was stolen from the people on the right side of history. That doesn't mean you can just do whatever you want and get away with it and Source will repay you back. You have to be on the side of truth and on the side of light, on the side of life and on the side of justice to actually see this kind of recompense, even when the kingdom of darkness comes against you and just tries to obliterate you, annihilate you, and wipe you off the face of the map. You know, and this also parallels to the story of Job, or Job in English, where the story starts off when he has 7 sons and 3 daughters. His substance was 7,000 sheep and 3,000 camels and 500 yoke of oxen and 500 she-asses and a very great household, so that this man was the greatest of all the men of the East. But right after that, all of his children are killed and all of his cattle, etc. are just taken from him, just wiped out. But even still, Yahweh repays him at the end for all of his righteousness which he held fast to. Check it out. Yahweh blessed the latter end of Job more than his beginning, for he had 14,000 sheep and 6,000 camels and 1,000 yoke of oxen and 1,000 she-asses. And then to top it all off, he had also 7 sons and 3 daughters. And then you think, well, what about those that were killed before? You know, aren't they people too? Well, yes, of course. But here's the thing. He actually got double, because even though they passed from this physical space, they still exist in the spiritual realm. And although they couldn't come back to Job, Job at the end would go back to them and he would take those 7 sons and 3 daughters in addition, so that in the real reality he had 14 sons and 6 daughters. We can't be limited by this physical mindset. We can't be limited by, what we see and that's it. Obviously the universe is so much more than that, and awareness itself allows us, even in this physical suit, even with the limits of our 5 plus whatever physical senses, even beyond that, we can actually tap into and experience things from this higher dimensions. And I know even me, I get a lot of flack because when I explain these ancient texts, I start off explaining the literal side of things, and that doesn't gel with a lot of people looking for deeper meaning. But we can't ignore that primary layer. It's a book sealed with 7 seals, and one of those seals is the literal version. So you got to build on that in order to understand the deeper metaphysical and symbolic and all of those deeper applications that we can apply it to. But we can't ignore the literal version by no means, just because, we had a bad taste in our mouth left by the churchgoers because, that's all they harp on. There's a whole lot that's been hidden from the society, from this ancient text. And we got to really dig deep and start to apply it in our own lives. Not just historical, not just metaphorical. We got to really make it alive in our own being. And from there, we can literally manifest the life that is embodied in this ancient text into the world around us, into our own life experience. And from there, create the world that we know we've come here to experience. So get this word really alive in you, really tap into its essence. And once you do, you'll realize that you're reaping that harvest of life. You're seeing that even the seeds that you've planted in this time of hiatus and oppression, it's still going to come alive in you. And you are going to have not just the crop restored, but your very time restored with a double portion. So tap in and really get excited, because it really is the best time to watch all of this unfold, the best time to be alive. So with that being said, I'm going to sign out here. I'll check you guys in a future reasoning sesh. Joel signing out once again. Agape. Salaam. Namaste. Shalom. Those other kind of, all of those, and from there create that world